No prizes for guessing what's on the other side. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ray here, back from the Transformer Transformation Review thingy. And isn't it lovely? Isn't it nice when nice people send you lovely things? Isn't it nice when nice people send you nice things? That might become another one of my things. Isn't it nice when nice people send you nice things? Now, the reason I say that is that Rave 1X, the redoubtable Javier, it's definitely Javier, isn't it? No one says Xavier, do they? People don't say Xavier. It's Javier, isn't it? Tell me it's Javier. Rave 1X, do you know who Rave 1X is? I'm sure you do. But, do you know, during the course of a review, if any of these little offerings that I upload onto YouTube could ever be called reviews, sometimes I say things that maybe lodge a little somewhere in the back of my brain and they keep resurfacing and then they become a thing, or as George calls them, a rayism. He said that today. It was kind of funky and odd. Rayism, maybe. You know the kind of thing I mean, like Transformers transformation review thing, and all those other little things that you know I say it once in during the course of a review, and then it reappears some other time, and then maybe again, and before I know it, it's kind of stuck, and it surprised me that it stuck. Well, one of those is a little bit of BG, not enough to do you any harm, and of course I say that often, don't I? And now I'm going to be very self-conscious of it, but of course, because I've got it on a t-shirt. I've got it on 3 t-shirts. I'm not going to show you them all tonight. But I think I said, you know, a little bit of BG, not enough to do you any harm. And I'm guessing, I was like, oh, that would be nice on a t-shirt. And obviously Javier thought, yes, that would be nice on a t-shirt. And I said, yes, it would be nice on a t-shirt. And he said, would you like it in a t-shirt? I says, oh, that would be quite nice on a t-shirt. And then it was, send me your address. And then the next thing, today, a box with t-shirts arrived. Enough I could nearly sell them and make a living on them. He sent me 3. You're not seeing them all tonight because they are my new reviewing t-shirts. So I'm going to be wearing them over the course of my reviews. And they may indeed be the only t-shirts I ever wear again because they are freaking awesome. Look at this. So you've seen the front, a little bit of BG. Not enough to do you any harm. I'm sure you got that. And then he's even signed it, which is nice. It's so, oh, thank you. It's so I've got a purple one and a grey one. The grey one's really cool. Now, what is that style of t-shirt? It's like a baseball t-shirt. See, we don't play baseball here. It's some kind of interesting American shaped t-shirt. Do you know the way Americans are shaped slightly different? No, it's got anyway. I'll say nothing more. Javier, thank you, and it is nice when nice people send you nice things. Thank you, Rave1X. I'll try and make it appear on the screen. I'm not promising anything because I've kind of forgotten how to do that. Being as I am the elderly statesman of the Transformers Transformation Review thingy world, it's nearly auto assembly. Sorry, it was always going to happen that I was going to say it's nearly auto assembly. It's 2 months to auto assembly. I was about to say 2 months to the day, but I just would have been making that up. Thank you for the nice hair comments. Yes, I do have a curly mow again. And yes, I did cut it myself once again in front of the mirror doing that. You know, why not? I'm cheap. Am I going to talk about auto assembly? No, it's 8 weeks. Please come to auto assembly. If you're a Transformers freak nut like I am, then you should come to auto assembly. If you're a YouTube freak nut, if you're a Transformers and YouTube freak nut, auto assembly is the place to come. And if you like all your fan fiction and the various media, I don't go in for media. You know what I mean? I'm talking about comics and graphic novels and you know voice actors and stuff like that. It's great, and I'm very very pleased to there. But I'm not like, oh, Greg Berger's coming. I think it's great that he's there, but I'm not trying to get him to sign me knickers or anything like that. You know, he's a nice guy. He's really like the rest of us. He's completely down to earth. Just a nice guy. I like my plastic. You see, that's the thing. Auto assembly. So speaking of auto assembly, that's the one I'm reviewing tonight. But I'm working. Thank you, Javier, for my t-shirt. For my 3 t-shirts. 3. It's the magic number. So Whirl. So I have three Whirlissimus to show you tonight. Whirlissimi. Whirlissimus. That's the plural. That's the official plural of Whirl. Um, in the Transformers, in the Transformers rather, there don't seem to be an awful lot of whirls. Some characters have fewer iterations than others. What's the other one? There's a few. Whirl has very, very few iterations. What is the other one? I think it's Acid Storm, but there is another really well known, but can't remember. Doesn't matter. But some have billions and squillions, like Primes and Megatrons and Starscreams and Skywarps and you know the kind of thing I mean. Oh, Skylinks. Are we due another Skylinks? Oh, that'll never happen, will it? I don't even know what that would be. What would Skylinks be? Oh shit, I don't even know, guys. Would have to be, what is Skylinks, first of all? He's not a Duocon. He's not a Duocon because in order for him to be a Duocon, he needs to have two alt modes. There needs to be two separate vehicles, alts, which combine to form one robot. That's a Duocon. He's a... Ooh, I don't even know how to define him. So you've got two alt modes, two separate entities with their own alt mode and robot mode that combine to form one robot mode. Oh, I don't even know what you would call that. Anyway, Skylinks would be nice. Whirl. This is Generation 1 Whirl, and he is a little droopy. Poor thing, he is a little droopy. Now, I have two of these. I don't know how I managed to get two of these. I have none of their weapons, but I have a box somewhere out there. And this isn't the most interesting Whirl for me. Now, I have all three of the interesting Whirls. The only other one that I can find, that this reviewer can find, is a little Cyberverse. What are we calling them now? Legion. Doesn't matter. Whatever it is, I don't collect them. I don't collect the ickle ones that don't have any hands. You know the shit I mean? Fuck that. This is Generation 1 Whirl, and he is a... Oh, I forgot about that. Excuse me, I forgot about that little extended bit. He is a Cybertronian helicopter, and he is a very, very nice thing. Now, this isn't the one I want to concentrate on. Enough to say, Generation 1 Whirl. It looks so contemporary. This alt mode would pass today. It absolutely would. Indeed, we've had... what's the very, very cool Cybertronian helicopter we've had recently? It's probably not Cybertronian. Hunt of the Decepticons or Revenge of the Fallen or whatever. The very nice helicopter, Sky Pants. I can't remember his name. You know the one I mean. Seen him recently. He's very nice. This guy's so easy to transform. Look at this. This big thing goes in like that in a way. He's got huge, long legs. He's got skis, rather like Snowcat. I expect him to start yodeling any minute, like Snowcat did in the animated series. We don't say cartoon in the animated series. And now he does have weapons. I don't have any of his weapons. And again, this video isn't about this guy per se. Just enough to say that he is batshit strange crazy. Master of, is it Metallicato? And he's tall and thin. And he's just very strange and lovely. Hard to find complete. Prone to yellowing and going rather floppy. Next Whirl. Revenge of the Fallen Whirl. Now he is a repaint, of course. He is a repaint of Blackout. And I like the bot enemy because he's a helicopter. There are some flaws, but I'm not going to dwell on them because this isn't what's very good and what's very bad about the video, about these various iterations of Whirl. I just want to show you them. I like this guy because he's a helicopter, first of all. Now you see he's missing a blade. I have the blade and I have his little... You know why Blackout has a little Scorponok that goes into the little cage there, which is so cool, little Scorponok. This guy is a little, his little life raft that becomes a weapon. It's a little shit, but I still have it. And, of course, Bludgeon is... Oh, you can't really see him. He's well disguised. He's exactly where I'm pointing to now. You can't see him. So the one is Crystallocution. Another was Metallicato. Whee! Both of those are shit. What I really like about this guy is he does this. That keeps me happy for hours. I'm not even kidding. I'll transform him now. I usually hate repaints whenever they do nothing to alter it. There's one very notable exception. The Wreckage to Bludgeon repaint from the movie line. Having said that, it's also the Bludgeon to Banzai-tron from the movie line as well, or whatever line that came from, because it was the lines get a little blurred around that period for me. But I would have hated this guy. I would have hated this Whirl if they hadn't altered the face. Because he had one of those Decepticon cat's arch faces. You know the kind of thing, I mean, it's just just lots of lines that point toward a center point. Or as Nick Hardy said, it's like you peel the face off it and you're left with all the kind of gross muscly stuff underneath. I hate those faces. There is little Whirl there. Now, what's good about this guy? What's good about this guy is you can take this shit off. And the reason that's good is because you're left with a tidier bot. But not just that, because you can then... He is a nice looking bot. We are still master of metallic auto here. You take this shit, right? This shit here, and you can put this shit into his hand. Like some kind of giant weapon thing, right? And you can still do this. And it's still going to spin. It looks absolutely ridiculous and out of proportion in his hand. But it does it. And I like that because it's an homage to the next Whirl. And this is the Whirl that I'm concerned with this evening. Universe Whirl. Um, utterly flawed, but utterly marvelous for that very, very reason. When a bot gets it really, really right, it's really, really noteworthy. And we can think of very, very many examples. Lots of masterpiece figures and, some of the other... well, every line, even the movie line, has its really awesome things that get it really right. And when a bot gets it really, really wrong, it's also really noteworthy. And this guy gets it really, really wrong. Now, he's a repaint of the Generation 2 Rotor Storm, who I happen to think looks a little better. Don't have it, but I would, if I had Rotor Storm, I would also want this guy because he's Whirl. He is a blue bot with a yellow rotor, rather like the Generation 1. And I'm going to give you a little bit of BG, but not enough to do you any harm. Had to get that in. Combat Autobot from the Unicron trilogy. Yes, now here's an interesting thing. 2004. This guy's from 2004. What do you see how bad he is for 2004? Whirl as a soldier is all soldier. No surprise really given his home planet Combatron. What? No. Oh dear. Really? Oh dear. Oh, I'm very disappointed. I've nearly sickened my mouth there. Whirl as all soldier, no surprise really, given that his home planet Combatron. How's some? I can't go on. I can't go on. I can't go on. I can't go on. That's enough. Didn't know that. Didn't know that. Sad. I'm sad now. I am sad. Look at that. He's having a poo. What? It's Combatron. Really? Really? I don't know where to go from here now after that. Combatron. Some geese. Universe. Now that's the good stuff. That's why I want it. That's why I wanted it. Because it's universe. I think this was the bot. Yes. This was the bot that started me on my universe journey. I got this guy nearly 2 years ago. Yes. Auto Assembly 2010. I got this guy. Yes. That started me on my universe journey. Because I'm a big universe fan. Big universe fan. Love my bestiary. Love my bestiary. And then it's universe for me. Love the idea of universe. He started me on my universe line. Yes, he did. Well done, you. It comes with 2 minicons. Gun barrel and Makeshift. It was my first introduction also to these triple changing minicons. Minicons to me are kind of take or leave, but the reason these guys are so cool, Combatron, really. The reason these guys are so cool is because they have a tertiary mode, which is very, very cool. And this is this, guys. This is little gun barrel. Now you see he does this, and he transforms into this, this real weaponized, kick-ass, kill your granny, if you will, kind of shit going on. That's so cool. Love that. What did I say his name was? Gun barrel. I think that's gun barrel. And this is Makeshift, I'm pretty sure. And then he also transforms into this. He has a VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing. And his weapon mode is something like that. Let me see if I get it right. Please, I want to get this right. I'm guessing here. No, it's definitely not that. So it is something like that, right? Okay, you've got this. And again, that kind of works. It's probably not that exactly, but it's something very, very similar to that. Let me see. I'm sure I'm getting something a little bit wrong there. I might be getting something rather massively wrong. But you've got this kind of shit going on. And I really like that. I won't show you their bot ones. I may. But this is the one I'm interested in. He's also Machine Wars Sandstorm. This shit's going to happen here. Not an awful lot of movement here. Doesn't need to be, apart from the fact that you can give him a poo mode, which is nice. Now, a nice little touch here. You press the button and this shit happens. Bada bing, bada boom. That's always a joy. And indeed, I think this looks a little better than that. That looks he looks a little uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean? He does. He looks a little uncomfortable like this. But when you press this button and relax, he looks a little more complete. He looks a little more helicopterish. He does. Now we'll take this shit off. Now he's from the Universe Combatron. I'm disgusted. He's from the Universe line, and I love the Universe line because you get all these wonderful big old-fashioned Autobot symbols and Decepticon symbols on bots that were never that previously. My Optimus Primal. Optimus Primal from the Universe line. He's got lovely purple repaint of the original Primal. He's got this big Autobot symbol on him, and I love that. He looks so good. He looks so good because I painted the ass off him, and he does look good. But watch this shit here. This guy is so easy to transform. There's no rocket surgery involved here at all. Now, like I say, he comes with 2 minicons, and oh, see, there's a good thing. You get a lot of that shit there. That's great. This bad boy comes down like that. Bada bing, there's his little head. Put this shit all the way to the back like that. There's his arms, and there's his feet. It's so easy to transform. You can just bit of movement there, a little bit of movement. The bot looks pretty good. He doesn't look like a Whirl. You know, what does a Whirl look like? Hold up. On moment. Nah, I thought that they might look a little bit of like, yeah, they do kind of. There are some similarities. This guy is almost more. This Revenge of the Fallen chap is a little bit more of an homage to Universe Whirl than he is to Generation 1 Whirl, wouldn't you say? In the color scheme, I would say so. Maybe even a little bit in what's going on his face here. Maybe even a little bit. Yeah. Range of movement. Now, this is where the problem arises a lot. This bot is from 2004. Just think about this. Just hold this in your mind. 2004. But there's no freaking movement in this guy. There is nothing adequate in the movement of this guy. You cannot pose him. You can't pose him, right? That is the main flaw with this guy. His legs will only go like that. You can't move the legs individually from here, you see, because for some very odd reason, there's a post right in there. So you can get him to do this kind of very effete fey walk. But you can't get him in any sexy poses. The arms, look at this shit here. They won't even move forward here. There's nothing there. There's a little bit of movement there. But he's got that, that G1. This is how a G1 bot is posed for me. That's all you can do with them. That's all you can do with them. Because they didn't really think about it then. 2004, and that's all you can do with them. Now you got this shit going on the back here, but there's nothing going on here. The head won't even move. That's the main problem with this guy. You can take these things and you can put it into his hand. I'll show you that in a minute. But what's also little known about this guy is you can take this off and use it not as a sword. No. You can use it as something that might be a little bit like an umbrella, like a half-eaten umbrella, or a dowsing rod, or giant chopsticks. That's it, you know. It's not horrendous, but it's not great. It's not great at all. Little known fact that I can go into his hand there, right? But you know, obviously what we wanted was, you know, that's great. And if there was a little bit of additional thought here, won't come out of his hand, like little bit of additional thought, it would have made a very decent sword had that port even been on the outer side of his hand. Had that even been there, or the inside of his hand, we would have at least have had something a little bit interesting. Why do I love this guy? Why do I love this guy? Because he is just so freaking odd. I like to pose him with both of these gun barrels in there like that. This in itself looks pretty good, and the missiles are firing. I like the fact that he's got these kind of rear thruster thing going on. I like the way these guys are painted. Now he has these minicons. He has this freaking awesome minicon. Okay, we'll just attach the minicon to the You can't attach either minicons. You can't attach any minicons. You have the two very sexy minicons, both with tertiary modes, weaponized modes that will not, cannot, won't attach to it. A wonderfully misconceived little tribute to Whirl, Generation 1 Whirl. The great idea of adding minicons, very sexy minicons, that simply will not attach because he has no minicon ports. He doesn't pose well at all. You can make him do that. That's as interesting as it gets. You can give him there's his crucifixion mode. That's as interesting as it gets because he will not, these arms will not move forward. There's no rotation at all. Having said that, I love it. The fact that I have this guy and I got an auto assembly means if I go to auto assembly this year and I see Machine Wars Sandstorm and or G2 Rotorstorm, I will really want them because of this guy. Because this is Whirl, ladies and gentlemen, master of Metallicato. I tell you what, this guy couldn't, because if you think about it, any bot that pertains to be, you know, something of a whiz at this specific Cybertronian martial art needs to have a range of movement in order to justify that, which this guy doesn't. The only thing he can do is hold a couple of guns in his hand and not look very good at doing that. Can't even hold these minicons. But I still love it. I'm a sucker for plastic. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Now that's what I call a robot in disguise. Thank you very much. Good night.